Welcome back to another Big Al's How to Get Big video, and this video is all about supplementation, dietary supplementation, and what I think works, what I think doesn't, and I'll share with you in this video what I would normally take or what I am taking at the moment. Now, in my opinion, supplementation can be sort of broad strokes here, can be divided into one of two types of supplements: those which are nutritional supplements and those which are just, supplements, so we call them. In nutritional supplements, this is where you find things like protein shakes and weight gainers. These are supplements that have a nutritional value. Okay, they have protein in them, they have carbohydrates in them, whatever. They're there to add to your dietary requirements, okay, regarding the energy and the building blocks that your body needs to grow and maintain size. And you've got normal supplements, or just supplements, that are essentially minerals and vitamins. They are dietary, and I suppose they might have a very, very tiny nutritional value, certainly required to be taken by the body most of the time, but they're not going to make you big and they're not going to make you strong, but they support various metabolic processes in the body, and when you take them, they either help keep you healthy or they help you gain size a little bit quicker through sort of indirect methods, and I'll be going into them at the end. But let's start with dietary or nutritional supplements. Okay, now a lot of people, a number of times I've been asked this, oh, do you have protein shakes? If so, which ones do you have, or which ones have you had in the past? And for me, when I first started, when I was 18, like most impressionable teenagers and youths, I had protein shakes daily, and when I say daily, I mean like 2 to 3 times daily. The recommended dose that's on the tub, which is far excessive if you ask myself. Never have the amount that they recommend that you have, because it's I don't know, it's totally excessive. And the reason why I say it's excessive is, bear in mind that these are, as far as I'm concerned, supplements. They are not meal replacements, which is how they're sometimes presented. Yes, in theory, you might be able to live off them, but I think it's unhealthy, and I think it's wrong to use these to completely replace a meal on a long-term basis. Now, don't get me wrong, we all have hectic lifestyles, and they're often quite useful. That if you find yourself having to do some overtime at work or something, as a result, you're going to miss out on your dinner, or you're going to have dinner at a much later time than you normally would. Then in the meantime, you can have a quick protein shake or something, a meal replacement drink or whatever. You can have that just to keep you going. Then, of course, yeah, great, cool. It has its place on a sort of, blip like that within your life. But on a long-term basis, using these supplements to replace normal, regular food is wrong, in my opinion. It's not as healthy, and you certainly won't get the same sort of gains out of them as you would when you're using them as a supplement to a basic, healthy, well-rounded diet. Okay, and this is the point I'm making, that if you want to get big and you want to get strong, you want to develop good muscle, and even if you want to get that muscle lean, you still must get all of your basic nutrition out of basic foods. And I really do believe that as well. That's something I really do stand by. And those foods can be, as I say, basic. They can be porridge. They can be, basic meats like chicken, skinless chicken especially, or turkey, or anything along those lines. Or it can be just normal food, whatever. But the nutritional side, what your body needs to live, to maintain itself, in my opinion, must always come from your diet, from your food. Okay, and these drinks, these protein drinks, these muscle weight gainers and stuff, they are there to supplement your diet. They are called supplements for a reason, and I don't believe in calling them, as I say, as a meal replacement. Okay, but they do have their place when used as supplements. Protein drinks are particularly useful for those who are on quite a strict diet, where they are providing their body not quite enough to maintain weight, but because they're trying to lose weight, they're trying to lose fat, but they don't want to lose muscle. Okay, typically, especially if you could maybe a competitive bodybuilder or an athlete, and you have to make a certain weight, then obviously you might start cutting the calories out of your food. And you're cutting, generally speaking, the portions of your food and the quantity of food down. But you've worked hard to get your muscle, and you don't want to lose strength. You don't want to lose that muscle. Well, protein shakes are very good for that, because protein shakes are drinks that are that you make yourself typically, and contain an excessive amount of protein. They contain normally 50 grams of protein per serving, and that's quite a lot of protein. I mean, you consider the average male only needs, I think, is it roughly 90 to 100 grams of protein a day? I don't know, something along those lines, maybe 70. It's not a huge amount, so getting 50 grams in one serving is quite a lot of protein, quite a lot of protein indeed. And it's a very good way to try and help you maintain muscle mass, but should still be used whilst exercising, because if you drink too much or consume too much protein, maybe it's in the form of a drink or form of a whole chicken or whatever, or a 12-ounce steak or whatever, it doesn't matter. If you eat too much protein, the body doesn't like to waste that protein, and it will hold on to it, but it will convert it into fat. Okay, so you can actually get fat by eating too much protein, even if you have no fat in your diet. If you eat too much protein, it gets converted into fat. So go easy on it. People think that protein shakes allow them to, as I say, diet heavy and maintain muscle mass, which they do. But if they take it too far, they can actually kind of nullify the diet that they're going through. So just be aware of that, guys. Protein can be converted into either carbohydrates or into fat, depending on what the body needs at the time. Okay, but it is still quite a useful dietary aid. However, what I do recommend, that is obviously this series is about how to get big and how to get strong. My personal recommendation is what I like, and I find that they taste a lot better in my experience also. Protein shakes tend to taste a bit ugh, whereas muscle weight gainers aren't great, but they can actually, some of them can actually be very tasty indeed. And muscle weight gainers is what I personally would recommend for anyone trying to get big, because when used in conjunction with a diet, they add not only protein, but they also add carbohydrates as well. And this is important, because to get big you need both energy and protein. You need the both together. At the beginning, do I think muscle weight gainer drinks, are they useful? Not quite as much at the beginning. If you're quite small to start off with, they're not as useful to you guys, even though they would normally sort of be bought by beginners. Like when I first started, this is when I had them. And the reason is as such: when you start off, you're going to be at your smallest, right? If you're trying to gain weight, you're going to be at the smallest when you first begin. And when you're small, you don't require that much in the form of protein and energy in that to maintain body weight. At this point, there's no such thing as a hard gainer. You can be a little bit slow to start gaining the weight, but you can still gain the weight. You just need to feed your body a little bit extra, and you can do this very easily with normal food at the beginning. However, once you get to the higher levels, like myself, I weigh 18 stone 5 when I first started this. My hobby of weightlifting, I weighed in at 10.5 stone, so I've put on roughly 8 stone over the years. Now my body needs, instead of 2,000 calories a day, it needs 3,500 calories a day just to maintain size, not alone put weight on. Whereas if I ate what I have nowadays, when I was younger, when I was 18. Fuck me, I would be fat as anything. I'd just pile a load of fat on. I'd put muscle on as well, obviously, but I would just pile loads of weight on. Whereas actually, what I'm having now, I eat about 3,200 calories a day now. I'm actually losing weight, right? I'm eating about just over. Anyway, what I'm eating is, with my exercise, just under what I burn in a day, which is about just under 4,000 calories with my exercise. And as a result, I'm calorie deficient. But if I was to eat 4,000 calories when I was younger, as I say, it's double what I needed. I don't think I could do it. So what I'm trying to say is, obviously, when you start to get bigger, and put on top of that the extra protein requirement I have also, that's when muscle weight gainer drinks can be very useful, because I can't go around eating 6 chickens a day or whatever I have to eat to get the protein I need. I can't do that. Muscle weight gaining drinks or protein shakes at that point actually do become useful. So at the beginning, how to get big? Well, you don't need protein shakes, you don't need muscle weight gainers. They can help, but they're not that useful. They're not going to make you big. They just, no, they're not going to make you big. But what they can do is help you stay big. So they are useful once you start to gain pretty much a lot more size, and your body requires a lot more energy and a lot more protein just to stay level, not alone get bigger. Okay. However, these are my least favourite supplements. I don't really like dietary supplements so much. As I say, I'm a big fan of normal food, but what I am a massive fan of are the other supplements, okay, all the supporting supplements, okay, because these allow you to eat stricter diets without suffering too much in regards not getting a full range of vitamins or minerals, those kind of things, right? And so what I'll get in, and they also are there help boost certain aspects of your metabolism which you want to boost up or maintain, and I'll get into details of that now. Okay, so one of the things that I and this is like, completely, that I'm a big fan of, is glutamine. Okay, glutamine is actually, I would actually put this in the dietary supplement. So I've made a bit of a mistake there saying that I don't believe in dietary supplements. Glutamine and amino acids as a whole are a dietary supplement, and these are one of the few things that I do recommend actually within the dietary side of things, is glutamine, because when you take lots of glutamine, you can help speed up your recovery time. Okay, so if you have a hard workout, which would normally take you, say, 3 days to recover from before you can train again, if you're on glutamine, you can recover within 2 or maybe 1 days, or you can recover straight away once you've built it into your system. It can really help you train a good 5-6 times a week instead of 2 to 3 times a week, or whatever your normal tolerance to it is. It significantly improves your exercise tolerance. So glutamine is fantastic, and also liquid aminos. These are a big thing that I'm a fan of. As I say, I can't eat 20 chickens a day, so I could go down the lines of a protein shake or a muscle weight gainer, but I don't actually like these. I don't like the flavours, as I say, but I do like liquid aminos, and that's what I do have. I drink liquid aminos, which is essentially protein shake, but with amino acids, and only amino acids in it. It doesn't have the big bulky proteins that sometimes you'll find in whey protein shakes, for example. So enough of the dietary side of things now. I forgot about those. Those I do have, and I have religiously daily in my diet, and have done for a long time. But regards supporting supplements, well, these I like. First of all, I like stuff for the immune system, because if you're ill because you've got a cold or a flu, or just general ailment in general, then you can't train. Okay, or you certainly can't train effectively. And so I like to take zinc, and I like to take vitamin C. Okay, the two of those help support a healthy immune system, so they're always in my diet. I always like to take these as vitamin supplements, okay, and not in a multivitamin. I actually have them specifically, tablets for zinc and vitamin C. In addition to this, I also have selenium. I like selenium because of similar principles. But I also am a massive fan of chromium, okay, or chrome. Chromium is a mineral that you're not going to find it in your diet that much actually, but it actually helps regulate in higher doses your blood sugars, so it actually makes you more resistant to things like diabetes and other diabetes, I suppose, is the only thing really that's related to blood sugars, but yeah, it helps resist that, and it helps regulate your blood sugars just in general. So if you're dieting quite heavily, it can help keep your energy levels a little bit higher, because you don't get the same dips that you would normally do without chrome. So chromium is very useful to help regulate your blood sugars, and as I say, help you resist in the long term things such as diabetes, which are always a risk factor, especially in sports like weightlifting. You are more susceptible to diabetes because you're eating a lot and all the rest of it. You're slightly at more risk than other sports, especially as you get bigger. Okay. What else do I take? I also do take Tribulus terrestris. Okay, Tribulus terrestris is something that I wouldn't necessarily recommend for everyone, but I do like taking it. It's not going to make you big. It's not going to make you strong. It's not going to boost your testosterone levels in any way really whatsoever. However, like a lot of people believe it does, because in theory it's promoted to when you take it that it boosts your testosterone levels. It doesn't, in my opinion. But what it does do, it stops your testosterone levels dropping when you overtrain. And I am susceptible to overtraining. I'm a bit of a nutter. Oh, that's the dog there. That's moving around. But I'm a bit of a nutter in the gym, and I have to hold myself back actively to stop myself from overtraining. And I have overtrained in the past. And when you do, your energy levels drop. And I know that when you overtrain, you can actually cause your testosterone levels to drop for a small period of time. And so taking Tribulus terrestris just helps me prevent droppage in testosterone levels if I happen to give in to my overzealousness in the gym and overtraining. They're pretty much the and iron supplements as well. I like to take iron because obviously red blood cells are very useful for fitness, and they're primary component of red blood cells is iron, and I don't like to be short of it, and I don't eat a lot of red meat, believe it or not. So I take iron supplements in addition to my multivitamins and things that I've previously just mentioned. Other than that, that's pretty much all the supplements that I currently take or have taken over the years and actually rate. The things that I don't like, creatine. Okay, creatine monohydrate, or just creatine itself. This is something that I think just makes you bloat up. It makes you very bloated. It might add a little bit of strength, but from my experience, I've had nothing out of creatine. I have found people who have had a lot out of it. There are some people who do react quite well to creatine. They do get bloated. That's with everyone. Everyone will get that bloated look on. Which, if that's not something you're bothered about, I mean, I don't care about looking bloated. But if it was to give me extra strength, I'd go for it. But I just get bloated and don't get anything out of it. So there's no point. I'm spending money just to get bloated. That's it. When I say bloated, I don't mean in the stomach. I mean a bloated look where you've got excess water underneath the skin. I don't mind that look, but it's just I don't get anything out of it. But I do know a lot of people at the same time who have had it and have had good strength gains out of it. So try it if you want, but on a personal level, it's something that I'd never go near. I don't like the stuff at all, and I've tried it in different forms, like fruit flavoured, and I've tried it in its purest form where you just put it in water and just down it. I've tried it in tablets, and I've persevered with trying to get it to work, but it just doesn't work for me. In addition to this, I'm not that much of a fan of protein bars, the bars that you just eat and stuff. They're often not that well made. You might as well just eat like a flapjack or something along these lines. They are okay, but if you're going to go down that line, just have a protein shake. They cost about the same. Okay. Other supplementation. I'm just trying to think before I end the video because I think I'm going to end it there. If there's anything in the comments if there's anything I've missed or anything people want to ask me, they can ask me, and I'll answer it in the comments. But there's a couple of things I have had over the years that I've found completely useless. CLA, completely useless in my opinion. Got absolutely nothing out of that. things that boost your nitrous oxide, these things that say that you can get really pumped on it, NO2 and all the rest of it, these are completely useless in my opinion. I've never had any benefit from them whatsoever. Pre-workouts. Yes, I've had pre-workouts in the past. I think they are interesting. They give you a lot of sort of energy, and they can be quite fun to have at the very beginning. Just be wary of becoming dependent on them. Not because you get addicted to them, but you don't. But obviously, a bit like caffeine, they kind of give you a fake energy, and when you stop taking them, you can feel very down for a little while and low on energy. And for me, you should have enough get up and go in you anyway to train without needing these. However, if it's something that you just particularly take a fancy to the flavour of, pre-workouts aren't necessarily a bad thing, and if it lets you have a pretty decent workout, I would say maybe once every 2-3 weeks have a pre-workout just before, or maybe before leg day if you want to have a really good squat session, for example, once a week at most. Then of course, maybe have a pre-workout, but once a week at most is what I would say on that. You certainly don't want it every day. Pretty heavy stuff in my opinion. But maybe I'm being old-fashioned in that sense. I just think mental willpower sometimes is the best way to get in the gym, and if there needs to be a bit of good music, good in your earphones or whatever. But I don't even like music, to be honest. I just like to be there with the weights. But anyway, I think I've rambled enough. I hope that helps you guys a little bit. I'll see you soon.